Come on now. Y'all already know what this is. First things first, God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the one man and the only man that's going to check you into the Heartbreak Hotel. That's the Heartbreak Prince himself. Man, look, we are what? Few days away from All Out. And you know when went crazy the other night. We know we got to talk about what was going on with September to Remember, that episode of that AEW Dynamite. And you know this was the go home show before All Out. So let's go ahead and kick it off and let's break down and dive into this episode of that AEW Dynamite
Getting better and better every week.
every week. Man, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, this episode again, smile constantly on my face, man. This was a great episode, and honestly, this is how you do a go home show because these guys kicked it off. You gotta, if you're gonna kick it off, you gotta kick it off right, and they kicked this one off with Adam Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher, the proto star. Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis being right behind him, of course, as always. But they had the contract signing. Now, this was interesting. Adam Page was telling Kyle Fletcher, he has the potential. He has everything that they're looking for to be the next guy, to be that guy, the top guy in AEW. But honestly, Adam told him he's not ready yet. He told him he doesn't have what it takes. He told him he doesn't have the heart, the stomach, the guts to get the job done. But Kyle says, oh no, he wasn't hearing that at all. He said he's been better than Adam Hangman Page in 2019 when he was trying to face Chris Jericho for the title. He said he was better than Adam Page in 2021 when he won the AEW title. And he said he's better than him in 2025 now. Kyle Fletcher says that he is the man that is the protostar and that is going to be the next AEW champion. Now, this was good. And also, by the way, Tony Schiavone did let them know that if any hands, or if they even threw any hands to each other, that they would be getting a hefty fine. Of course, before the match at All Out. You know how that goes. Got to keep the main event going crazy. But this was good. Now, if you want to talk about greatness, I'm going to talk about the Don Callis family, first of all, because this whole thing with them, they were just running and wreaking havoc throughout the night. Okay. But this was a great segment right here. Love what Adam Page was doing. I love to see Kyle Fletcher. I'm saying, I ain't going to lie. The protostar, look, I was already behind Kyle Fletcher. Pause. That sounded crazy. But in terms of support, I'm with Kyle Fletcher, man, on every aspect. I think he's doing great work. Okay, with his in the ring and honestly the mic work. Come on, man, A1, a freaking one, and I love what they're doing with it. Keep it going, and I can't wait for All Out for this match. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
It's here. It is here. The push for Kyle Fletcher into this, next era. I mean, even Adam Hangman Page said it himself in his promo. Look, you are the future. That's obvious. Like it's not anything that we can really debate. You're just not the present. You're not the right here and right now. And I like this. I like this for Kyle Fletcher. I like this for Adam Hangman Page. I like the promo work between the two. And at the end, I like how Kyle Fletcher told Adam Hangman Page, "You're gonna call me by my name." And so I thought Kyle Fletcher got nasty in this whole setup between him and Adam Hangman Page. Do I think it's gonna go his way come a Saturday? No. I still think Adam Hangman Page is just too hot right now to take the championship off of him. Kyle Fletcher is the up and comer, but this will give Kyle Fletcher the opportunity to kind of stick his foot in the door of the next era of like, hey, I am the guy that's going to carry AEW forward. And I don't see a problem with the prototype. I think this guy, the proto star. I think this guy right here is a monster. So I love what he's been doing. I love the build they've been doing with Kyle Fletcher. And then of course the end we'll talk about just Savage, just a continuing to show this side of Kyle Fletcher and present this to the audience. Just great work. But Adam Hangman Page, like I said, right now, he's like my champion of the year right now. Like I just have been loving the energy, the promos, the passion. You can just see that, what this means to him. Like he just feels like the wrestling champion. And I said that before. I can't really put it into words. If you're watching the product, you just see and understand, this is what a wrestling champion is, what a wrestling champion, would do, how they would act. And a man that's carrying the brand the way that he is. And, I just think right now he's hot and you cannot, you can't take it from him at this point in time. Even if you are the protostar, even if you are MJF and lurking, and maybe even if you are in the Hurt Syndicate where you do nothing but hurt people.
Come on now. Yeah, man. Yeah, this was good, man. I really enjoyed this. But we got to talk about the next segment that came up because this was really interesting that was going on. Of course, we seen what was going on before, because we know before, after that whole thing with Adam Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher. Okay, they showed a little video package with Darby Allin and Jon Moxley, which was interesting. Both sending messages, of course, showing the video of Darby Allin climbing Mount Everest and reaching that mountaintop. And the same thing with Jon Moxley. And I think this was a great setup as to what we were going to be seeing. But if we talk about setup, oh boy, this was an interesting one. Because we had Jon Moxley going up against the man with the strongest elbows and the strongest knees, Roderick Strong himself. Now, this was interesting because this was the first time ever thing. We had to make sure we got this moment right here. Roderick Strong, face to face with his wife, Marina Shafir. Now, the funny thing was, as soon as this man came out the ring, Marina couldn't even stop smiling. That's the first time I see Marina smile, to be honest. I said, okay, I get it. That's your man's. Okay. Y'all see each other at the crib every day. I get it. Okay. Sometimes, when you see your significant other or the person that you love, sometimes you can't help but to look and to smile. I do with my wife every day. So I get it. But this was good. Okay. Roderick Strong and John, first of all, Roderick Strong getting a crazy offense on Jon Moxley. Y'all know this man is probably one of the hardest hitters in America. Okay, I say in America because there are some hard hitters around the world. But I think Roderick Strong is probably top 3 of those people. And this was good. Marina Shafir creating the distraction, okay, to the point where Jon Moxley gets back in the ring, takes advantage of that, and then honestly, hits his finisher move and makes Roderick Strong tap out. I thought this was interesting, though. I love the story that they're telling when it comes to the Death Riders, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I've been telling people this. I've been saying this. Okay, we've been talking about this on Nighttime. There is an aura when it comes to Jon Moxley right now. You hear that, Mr. Exclusive? An aura. The man got an aura, man. It's something about it, man. I know how people felt about him with the title and the briefcase and everything like that. But ever since this man has had no title, okay, aura up by a mil. Your aura down by a mil. So I don't know, where you're not getting your aura from, but we're still going to say Jon Moxley has the most aura in that group. Second person I'd probably say, probably Marina Shafir. Third one right now, Claudio, definitely. Can't say that man don't got aura when he come out. And that's about it, man. Daniel Garcia, he's got aura. Number 4, I'll put Daniel. Come on. But I ain't gonna say that about Wheeler, man. The aura on you is still negative a mil, bro. I don't know what it is. It's like as soon as this man comes out, crowd is already saying "F Yuta." I said, man, this is great. Then you got Brian Danielson always saying, "I will never respect Will you." I said, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know, but hey, aura is down. But yeah, again, I love the story they told with this. This was very interesting because they did not even say, "Oh, this is Roger Strong's wife," and I like how they did that. I like how y'all didn't try to tie in their real life situation into this. Why? Because it's not needed right now. You don't need to do anything. Granted, we all know Marina and Rodriguez together. Hell, they got kids. But again, this is what you call cinema right here. This is what you call when you got a spouse that you work with, okay, and y'all still making it work and work. Okay, but this was good. I loved it. This was great. Honestly, again, to see the Paragon together, I love to see those guys. And again, sometimes it don't feel the same if I don't see my man's Adam Cole, baby. It hurts. Hurts my soul. Hurts my core, man. Really does. Really does. But again, great segment. I loved it. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Greatness. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
As my boy from Wrestle Talk would say, Roderick Strong to Death Riders.
Confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed. But no, I don't know. I like the match itself. Great. That was a cool little thing to see. Husband, wife facing each other, that type of thing. Whatever. But what was going through my head, what goes through my head about it is, hey, look, we've seen as of late, people that John Moxley interact with flip to the Death Riders. I don't know if that's going to be the same for Roderick Strong. It would be cool because it would be like a story's going on with that they're starting to show us to tell us about these interactions with John Moxley and the Death Riders interacting with these, different wrestlers and getting them to come over to the dark side, if that's what you want to consider the Death Riders. But the match itself was great. I mean, you not, like I said, I think John Moxley he's been in his bag, over the last year as well. He's hitting on all cylinders. I'm still happy with what they're doing with the Death Riders, even with John Moxley not having the belt and not having the belt in the briefcase, that whole storyline going on. They have still pumped out these stories and kept the Death Riders relevant. But like I said, I'm interested in what they are building towards. And I wonder if within the next week or two, we see Roderick Strong show up, dressed in, all black garb and, attack somebody. And it's like, this is Roderick Strong. Like, what is happening? It's not just Daniel Garcia. Now you have Roderick Strong. Like, what is happening with the Death Riders? What is John Moxley doing to these people? I think it's dope. And honestly, if this is something that pays off on Saturday, with this casket match where, I don't want to get too far ahead. I'll leave it there. I'll talk about it when we get to that part. But I'm interested in this story that's happening and what's going on.
Yeah, man. They're killing it with this, man. I honestly, there's not one story on here that happened on this show where I didn't say, "Damn, that was good." Because this next one, if we talking about greatness, if we talking about gold, we're talking about MJF. Now I know what y'all thinking. What the hell are you talking about? It ain't nothing but a door with a sign on it. I know. But the whole thing is that this man MJF, okay, went to Tony Khan's office. This is important for some reason. The fact that he had the door there. Don't worry about the door. We know it's a door with Tony Khan's name on it. To hell with it. But this was good. MJF walking into the office, okay, of Tony Khan, tells Tony, look, you screwed me over out of my contract. You screwed me over with my AEW world title. And now you're gonna try to screw me with this tax and tables match. He said, I'm not doing it. I'm not into those death matches like Mark Briscoe. I'm a professional wrestler, and that's why you signed me. And I'm not doing it. Tony says, I don't owe you anything. I said, damn, Tony. I mean, to the point where Tony was just, I said, there's very rare moments where I've ever heard Tony Khan yelling. And this is one of those moments. I mean, to the point Told MJF, screw you. You're doing the match, and that's that. That's it. MJF said, are you serious? He said, okay. When there's another Briscoe buried in the ground, don't come crying to me. Walks out, storms out the office. Come on, bruh. Come on, MJF. I mean, I ain't never disrespectful, crazy. The disrespect. I mean, this ain't nothing new to me. This ain't nothing new. When it comes to MJF, I'm not shocked. Am I a little? Hell yeah. But does it surprise me? Hell no. Because honestly, when it comes to MJF and these promos, what promo has this man done that wasn't disrespectful? Respectfully. Honestly. Kills it, man. I love this, man. And I really can't wait for this match. I mean, honestly, when it comes to Mark Briscoe and the MJF situation, this is a match this is really a rivalry that's been building up for the last few months. And they've been telling the story very well. And honestly, again, you try to tell me there's a storyline right now in AEW that isn't making sense and that isn't good. I'll wait. You can't say one. I know you can't. Because everything about this show was gold. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's MJF. I don't have to go down the big rabbit hole with MJF. I love the stuff that he does. Like, just marching into Tony Khan's office and just start trying to demand stuff from the boss. I like Tony Khan's response to him. Like, this, but even then, it's always like MJF to go even lower. Oh, okay, I can't have my way. Well, now I'm going to threaten that I'm going to make this the worst night of somebody else's life. So now I'm going to bury another Briscoe. Like he will not let the death of Mark's brother go, and he keeps on just rubbing it and smearing it in his face. It's MJF at his finest, and we just leave it at that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, again, disrespectful. I mean, respectfully disrespectful. I love it. But we want to talk about disrespectful. Okay, you want to talk about something that hurt, something that. Come on, man. I mean, are we talking about MJF? We got to talk about the Hurt Syndicate because what happened next.
People.
Man, come on. We heard people. Man, this was good. Okay. Toa Leona going up against Bobby Lashley. Now, I'm not even going to cap. This was a legitimate banger. And I ain't going to lie. At some points, I kept saying to myself, damn, I ain't never seen Bobby Lashley get manhandled like this. But Bobby was doing the manhandling literally right after I said that. Because it was me and Tony Schiavone that said the same thing. And I said, man, this is crazy. I didn't think I had the same thing, same idea. But honestly, this was good, man. Look, Bobby Lashley, spear. Okay. I mean, a powerful spear on Toa Leona. This was good. Speared him outside the ring to the point where Ricochet gets in Bobby's face. Bobby was looking at Ricochet like he ain't really give a damn. Look at MVP. Come on. He was ready. He was ready, willing, and gable. Okay, look. Took this man. Okay, first of all, knocked him the hell out. Okay. Knocked him out. Took him, tossed him around the barricade. And then to the point, match ends in a freaking DQ. But of course, Bobby does get the dub. So that's all good. But I mean, this literally ended in a brawl. A brawl. Okay, look. This is another story. Again, that being told extremely well. All right. We told y'all, my man, Zach, I was waiting for you, man. Look, Rice Krispies Day? Oh, my God. Bruh. I wish I'd have known.
Zach, you're the man. You are the man.
I wish I'd have known, man. Look, I would have got me a Rice Krispie treat today. Look, we got to get you. You got to start messaging us privately and let us know about these days. And look, when you tell me, I'll pop up on the show with whatever the national day is. I'm telling you, I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I think that's dope. We should try it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, this was good, man. They're telling the story so well. Okay, we told y'all about this a few weeks ago on Nighttime, how good this story really was. Okay, this is a story that's going beyond past AEW's time. Okay, we're talking about a time during everybody that's in this group now, that's in this whole rivalry. This is all, well, besides, Khan and my man, was it Tana? What's his name? Toa Leona. Such a Hawaiian name. It's okay. But this was good, man. Look, this story, besides Khan and Toa Leona, besides those two being in the match, but being in this rivalry, Ricochet's been in this, Bobby's been in this, MVP's been in this, Shelton Benjamin's been in this, and of course, y'all know my man on Impact, Cedric Alexander's been in this. Of course, we know he ain't in it, but if he was here, this would have been a situation. But it's not, and it's okay because they don't really need him right now. But I digress. This story goes all the way back to the 2020 days. We're talking about when it was the Hurt Business, okay? When it was Bobby and Shelton and MVP beating the hell out of Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, okay? To the point where said turned on Ricochet and joined the Hurt Business, okay? Now we flash forward, okay? Hey, what's going on, BJ?
BJ,
Good to
what's
see you,
up?
man.
What's up, BJ? Thanks for
My
popping
man
in,
BJ,
man, and
yeah,
joining us.
man. Big AEW fan. I know he is. He's a big AEW fan. Shout out to you, man. Great. Thank you for watching, of course. But yeah, this was good, man. And honestly, we go back to that story with them, with Ricochet, Bobby, Shelton, MVP. Okay, they turn on Ricochet. Stead turns on Ricochet. That whole situation. Now we flash forward to the Hurt Syndicate. Oh, what happens? Now Ricochet's in AEW. Now this man pulled up with a suit. Okay, because remember, MVP gave him a card. I ain't gonna lie, he should have called as soon as he got the damn card. Because when you win, this one thing. Some job offers, you can't sit there and wait and let it marinate. You better call them right there. Sometimes you got to stay ready to get ready and get ready to stay ready. Okay? This is one of those situations when I said to myself, damn, y'all are killing it with this. Okay? Ricochet being just arrogant, being obnoxious. I ain't gonna lie, them glasses, he's killing it with this. Yeah, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Yes, BJ, it really was. It was, man. It was fire.
It was.
And honestly, one big thing that I really love about this is almost like this is like Ricochet's revenge tour. In a lot of ways, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I feel bad for Ricochet. I feel bad for them three beige boys. I ain't gonna lie, man. I just be thinking to myself, man, I don't
Beige
give a
boys is insane.
I know it is. It's but I sit there and think to myself, man, y'all can't do this against the Hurt Syndicate. I mean, granted, we know how Bobby. First of all, the way how Bobby was going crazy, okay, on Toa. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. I love this match though. It was great. I love the feud. I can't wait for All Out for this trios match. It's gonna be a banger. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Man, yeah, they went hard in this match. Toa, Bobby, it was fantastic. It was a couple times I had to just back out and press the info button to make sure I wasn't watching an actual pay-per-view because the way they were going at it, and when Bobby took the slam on the side of the apron, I'm
my
like,
God, yeah, that's Samoan drop.
And then some of the hits were so hard and real. I'm just like, yo, are they mad at each other? Is somebody giving like receipts in the middle of the ring? Like, what am I watching? Because it's good, but it looked like they are delivering blows. I'm like, don't they realize they got a pay-per-view coming up this weekend? That's when you know you're putting on a good match. That's when you know it's when I'm buying into like what's happening on my screen and I'm asking myself these questions as I'm watching. These brothers are throwing down, and this is looking good because you rarely see like Bobby Lashley be like I don't want to say dominated, but people be able to go toe to toe with somebody the size of Bobby Lashley. And Toa was doing his thing, but I want to give my flowers to MVP.
Yeah, man.
That crane, that cane crack across the back. Hey, yikes! I like even I'm like
said,
when I watch,
Ricochet sold that joint.
He sold that. I said, yo, this is diabolical. My man MVP broke the cane across his back.
I ain't never seen MVP break that cane until that night.
And then that punch he gave, the other one was a little stiff. When he got up on the ring apron, Ricochet was just like, yeah, it looks stiff. I said, hey, Ricochet, MVP is in the suit. He can't really stretch and flex like talking about, but it was that it was good, and it definitely makes me look forward to Saturday and their match because I think they've done a good job building this one up. Just because of the way they like I said, like you said, mingled and just weaved in the backstories from their past with WWE coming in, bleeding into AEW, and then serving this up on a platter to us. This right here is great work, and I just know this match is going to go hard come Saturday. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, BJ.
Yeah, BJ, truth right there, 100. I mean,
100%.
And I don't know if people have that's like in the beginning of watching AEW when they were in their infancy, of course, like, yeah, they struggled with really trying to. I mean, it's a baby program, so it's like you got all these wrestlers that you're pulling and signing from all these different places, and so they're not a well-oiled machine like the WWE, because that's what we're always comparing this stuff to is the WWE, and it took time for them. It really did take time for them to kind of figure out where they were in the wrestling world and being okay in their position and comfortable in their own skin of this is our style of wrestling. And I think that they have since found themselves, and we talk about this all the time, and found themselves and been able to kind of weave in and put together stories that just lately have just made sense. So I feel like people who say that, like you're talking about, BJ, may have been people that watched in the very beginning. I was like, this is trash. They don't know what they're doing. This is not great. And they just have not gone back over, at least within the last, I'm going to say year to year and a half to 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I'll admit, we went to the very first, we were very fortunate to go to the very first AEW show. They happened to do it in DC. We were all, we all lived in the area at the time. And we got together
to prove it if y'all think we capping.
And we went to the first show. I still have never worn the shirt that I bought at that show.
That's crazy.
And yeah, I still have it. I probably can go right here in the closet down and grab it. It's still folded and everything, just like I did from the thing. It's still in the same bag. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just me. Anyhow, but we were fortunate enough to do that. And I watched AEW religiously probably for that first year. And then I kind of stopped and just would catch and check out the highlights of it. But then I got back into it. Now, I'll tell you what really brought me back into it was Timeless Toni Storm. Toni Storm and her rivalry with, I don't know how I want to refer to her now. I'll just say Mariah May. I
guess at that time she was.
At that time, yeah. I want to be respectful, but Mariah May, and I thought that was just great work. And then I started seeing, this stuff with Jon Moxley and the Death Rise. I'm like, okay, Jon Moxley's kind of found himself, and it just, kind of got me back. The whole buildup with another thing I kind of talk about, Hangman and Swerve, that whole thing they had going on really kind of started bringing me back in. And so, yeah, it's been good. They if you hear that, people, they just tell them, hey, look, you need to rewatch it because they're doing better now. Tour's getting very good heat, even in that's why I said this was a great match for Tour because Bobby really did sell with Tour. Like he really did sell the match with Tour, and made Tour look really good. And that's why the match, like I said, that was a banger. That's all I can say about that one there. And someone who watched the Hurt Syndicate when they were the Beatdown Clan, this group has really come to us. Yeah, I love the Hurt Syndicate. We talk about this every week. Like the Hurt Syndicate,
for months,
even without the titles, like I still just love the Hurt Syndicate. I love the way that they promote them, the way that they allowed them to like they built them up and allowed them to kind of run the tag team division the way they did. These brothers are always sharp. They're in suits. They don't have these goofy gimmicks or nothing crazy like that. They show up, and I just love hearing the crowd singing, "We heard people." I just love that. The fact that it even caught on like this. And these boys are dressed clean. They dress clean. That's why when he broke that cane over their back, I was like, oh, like
it just came right there.
Yeah, the Hurt Syndicate they are phenomenal, and that's why I like the story even more about what they're doing with Ricochet, because again, we know the history of Ricochet wanting to be part of the Hurt Syndicate, but they did not find him to be Hurt Syndicate or Hurt Business quality. He said, "Why does dope Mark Briscoe and his recent work has gotten me back into AEW?" Yes, Mark Briscoe has been on fire. Yes, he has been. We've talked about that for weeks now, about the promos that he's been cutting, the work that Mark Briscoe's been doing. This feud with MJF has just been that much greater because you have an MJF and a Mark Briscoe. Yeah, dope stuff. And then he said, obviously, Willow won me over into the. Oh, no, yeah, yeah. You can't, that bop. Her personality, her song, it hits. It's like one of them things. You just get into that little group, you just get happy. Like it sounds crazy, it sounds corny, but it's like, all right, Willow. Like, yeah. I agree. BJ, you killing it, man. You are definitely killing it,
man.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me get you back on track.
MVP, I love what BJ's saying, man. It's good.
BJ's killing it. Yeah, I want to give MVP his flowers on it because what his vision has been for these brothers coming along. And him, like, because just listen to what he did with Chris Van Vliet and talking about the idea, the concept of it. They have taken this and really done a great job with it, and I appreciate it. And I love the fact that we're getting ready to see MVP actually in action again, even if it's because we don't, he doesn't wrestle as much now, but to be able to have the opportunity to see him this Saturday in a match, that's going to be cool.
Yeah. 1, 2, you hear the clock ticking. I'm coming. Pause. I felt like the way I said it sounded crazy. But let's go ahead and get to this next segment. Man, we got to talk about this whole thing that happened with FTR and Christian Cage with Cope, man. This was good, man. Look, what was so good about this, man? So good. Okay. Jackson, man, look, they were really hitting some points and even talked about a few things. If y'all didn't peep, okay, this man Jackson was saying a lot of good things, saying how they really, it really said how Cope and Christian only did what they did in one company, as to a difference to what Jax and Kaz been doing for the last 10 years in multiple companies, saying that they won 7 times. And they said even to a point, and I said, man, damn, they brought a smile to my face. I said, man, y'all funny for doing this since they had the homecoming this week. They named some names, man. They talked about Gargano and Ciampa. DIY, if y'all don't know. They did. They talked, name names, okay? They talked about Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
Yep.
Okay. They talk like this right here. This is what you talk about aura. This is what you call storytelling. This is what you call how good is it getting.
I'm gonna hop in for one quick second.
Go ahead. You got it.
They did it. And for the last 2 weeks, I've been saying they've been walking the line. Just say it. Like, we're not, like, as wrestling fans.
We're not stupid.
We're not stupid. Say the names. Just say it. Like, I know WWE may not give them the time of day to really say, well, I can't take that back because we've heard John Cena say names, but John Cena might be the only person that has the clearance to really say that and do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But the fact that they said the names of WWE wrestlers and then Cage and them doubled down and even mentioned how they made a PLE out of them, that's the stuff that I love, is the fact that they just acknowledged it. Like, that's the dope part.
Yeah, man. They acknowledged and they said, and what I loved, you even heard the crowd start to cheer, because it's like you can tell the crowd thought about those moments, thought about those matches. Again, we've said it before, that black and gold era was a monumental time for pro wrestling. And a lot of great people came from that era. But this was a banger. But I love what Jax did. Then, what I thought was interesting, Cope, should I say. Cope had even went to go ahead and say that, when you guys were just getting older and looking at us and finally waiting for your balls to drop, I thought that was hilarious. That's when we were changing the game. That's when we were bringing back tag team wrestling. That's when we made it cool. That's when we made tag team wrestling damn near the forefront of pro wrestling. And I said, man, Cope, I ain't gonna cap, man. I mean, even to the point where he even said we revolutionized a match and made it a pay-per-view. That to me, again, y'all are unblurring the lines, and I was okay with this because we knew what the hell y'all was talking about. TLC. I said, man, come on, come on. And of course, Christian Cage. I was hoping he was going to say a little bit more, but he didn't have to say much, and he said just enough. And of course, I'd like to see Christian Cage get disrespectful every time, but he said that it doesn't matter what the money is. If it's 100,000, it's 500,000, don't mean nothing because he's rich and hits jacks, and then go and Christian
That's
go crazy.
diabolical work.
Oh man, I mean, literally, this was good stuff,
Punched him
man.
right in the
Again,
mouth.
right in the mouth with the mic.
He
But this
busted
was
him open
great.
too.
He did. I seen. I was like, damn. It's all right though. You know how they go. They probably gonna get that receipt. Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe not. Who knows? But man, this was legit fire. Okay. This is one of those things where I know we have said before. This is a nostalgia moment that is actually okay. And it makes sense. Why does this make sense? Look what's happening. Okay. Look at the story that they told. This wasn't something that was put together in 3 to 4 weeks. Nah. Hell no. This was something that was put together since All in July. Okay. What month are we in? September. That's a good what? July. Okay. So that's a good 3 month build that we got out of this. 4 months, well, about 3 months. Yeah, 3 months still. But think about this, man. We seen what happened with Colt helping Christian at All In. Led to seeing, okay, Colt and Christian go up against Kip Sabian and Kill Switch. They finished that story. Now let's do this last one. And if you're gonna do it, why not do it in your home country? And that is what makes this moment special for them. I love this, man. I love this. These guys still got it. Granted, again, I love to hear Christian on the mic. So, sometimes I want to hear him be just a little more disrespectful. But a lot of other times, man, I love it. I love it. I love this. And of course, what I loved about Christian Cage, man, he said it don't matter how much money you get, Christian told Stone, even with the 500,000, you might be able to buy some hoes. I said, dang. But 500, and you might be able to buy some?
Yikes.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. But they say there's somebody for everybody. So maybe one day you'll get your hoe, but I don't know. But this was great. Fire segment. Love what Colt did. Love what Christian did. I love the story that they were telling. I loved, again, how they weaved in, those past WWE stuff, and they made it relevant and it worked in the storyline now. Good stuff, greatness, as what a lot of us would say, cinema. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I've already said my big highlight about like this in particular is the fact that they said the names of the WWE wrestlers, things of that nature, just acknowledged it, which is dope. But my flower for this segment specifically, my flowers go to the patriarch. I love Christian Cage as this patriarch character. It just works. I love this, just the little things. Like when he said, when Cope and Cage, he grabs the mic, Cage and Cope. I mean, Cage and Cope. And I was like, oh, even now he's not second to anybody, And then he gets the mic and he's like, he's doing all this ranting and raving about whatever. And he's like, you know what? I don't care about the money, this, that, and the other, 500,000. I'm already rich, and just punches them right in the mouth like that. Like the patriarch, Christian Cage, that dude, I just stole it. But that whole segment was fire. The back and forth, like just talking about like, you met me at a gym. You were the one to open the door to get me into wrestling, and then we exploded and became big, not just in one promotion across, like, Wheeler and Haywood, they were doing their thing with like, hey, look, we are great, and we're not bums, that just made it, all based off of you getting us in. We kind of carved our own path, and I just thought the whole second of it was great, and I thought Cope's response back was great, and then Patriarch finishing it off. Great work, great promo segment.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Greatness, man. You know,
Oh, and BJ, I agree with you. I think Christian Cage and Cope need. I'm still rooting for them. They have to win it.
yeah, I agree. I agree. One thing I don't know if this was new because I swear I didn't notice this until last night. I don't know if you noticed, but when Christian Cage came out, his graphics, usually patriarch, father, this, that, and the third. Last one was an a-hole. I said, that's new. I said, did they just put this one in from the last few weeks? If so, whoever's on the media team, hey, y'all are A1 for this stuff. Come on, man. Team talked about the history and why this. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. The storytelling. It was simple, but even as simple as it was, you know what I'm saying? Like to us, like on paper, we can say, yeah, this is simple, it'll work. When they did it, when they performed it, when they actually made it happen, it was magic. I loved it, man. I love what they did. Now it's time to talk about some of the greatest guys of all time. You know,
You can't stop smiling every time.
I can't, man. This story is so good. I'm proud of these guys, man. Last week, before we even really get into the segment, last week we talked about the Bucks. We said, the 500,000. They got the 500,000. What's gonna be next for the Bucks? The episode on being the elite. You know how it was. They went to the casino, lost a little bit, but wasn't bad because when they came back, okay, it was backstage talking to Renee. This was good. Come on, man. Look at the Bucks, man. Them boys is sharp again. Boys looking like EVPs. Come on, look at Matt. Look at Nick. Man, look, you see, got the money right there with them. Okay. Felt so good. They even told Renee, you know what? We've been mean to you for the last year and a half. My man Nick said, you know what? Go ahead and get yourself something nice. He gave
Yeah,
Shorty a
stack.
stack. He gave her a stack, man. Come on. And she was counting it after. Man, even to the point, man, look, the Young Bucks is so up right now. They paid the dude backstage, the media guy, to get all their stuff right. And by God damn it, they did. Because when they came out, the video package was right, the pyro was right, everything was right. Everything was on point. Even to the point when they came out. Man, look, the Bucks was feeling so good. Man, they seen a couple of people on the side. One dude tried to say, Young Bucks so broke they can't afford shoes. But another one, which that's I don't even know her. But hey, if you a fan of the Bucks, you a fan of me. Because at this point, I feel that. She had a sign that said the Bucks are the best tag team ever. My man Nick gave Shorty $100. I wish I was there with the sign. I would have got 1,000. But I'd be like, man, look us up and see how much we talking about. But this was good, man. Look, I love what they did. Okay. We had that it was a qualifying match, okay, with the Young Bucks and the Bang Bang Gang, man. Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. And again, this was a banger. Okay. Anytime we see the Young Bucks in a freaking ring and the bell goes ding ding. Come on, man. The crowd about to sing. Because every time when these men get up in here, it's greatness. It is greatness. Yeah, I'm hoping they don't. But they probably will, BJ. You ain't capping. You ain't capping, man. But I love this, man. Look, we've been talking about the Young Bucks rise, their fall, everything that's been going on with them. And this was completely so good to see. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. The fact that the Bucks are, still, trying to be with Don Callis. They're not really even with Don Callis. But at times they're aiding Don Callis. So I mean, I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Keep your bread, get your money. At the same time, I love how this is. My boys went from being in the basement, not having nothing, just a room with a light. Beautiful. Luggage on the side in the corner by a blank wall. Now look at my guys, man. They done got their money up, got their suits right, giving out money. But first of all, the Bucks wasn't even giving out money like this. That's how you know they feeling good. Low key, I ain't gonna lie. Look like Matt was almost questioning Nick as to why the hell did you give Renee a stack? We need that.
He was.
Nick was getting a little generous. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, but the Bible says that a man is a generous man. I forgot the rest of the verse. He's a generous man for that. It was good, man. I love this. I truly did. I say, you know what? If it ain't the Bucks not coming around for a week or so, even when they came around, what was it like last week, week before? Yeah, last week when they was in catering. I said, bro, what? This is good, man. Look, I know I say it all the time, but the Bucks are killing this story right now for them. Just like BJ said, they probably are gonna lose the rest of that money. I ain't gonna lie. They probably are. The way they be gambling, hey, you gamble if you don't get the bread. I mean, you're just letting the money poof away. But the Bucks, they're on to something, man. I actually didn't think they were gonna climb up this fast. Granted, it's been about 3 months, but they still not at the mountaintop where they want to be. But they're getting somewhere where they need to be. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
I don't even I don't even know what to say. Like the Bucks are just ridiculous. Like I'm just thinking about just everything over the last, since what was it all in when things
Yeah,
just went south for them. Like
yeah.
just this climb, the jobbers to now it's like they have money and they don't know how to handle it. You got Nick just handing out money, gambling away left and right. Matt is trying to like, yeah, dude, that's too much money. Dude, don't let's not spend like he's trying
Trying
to
to
save it.
save.
Like he's trying to grab the bag from like on being the elite, the little vignettes that they've been putting out on being the elite, and the two opposing things about like one trying to keep the money and save it, the other one is just spending money in slot machines like it's no tomorrow. And now, just walk around casually handing out stacks to
There you
Renee.
go.
They're in the middle of a match and money is all over the ring because somehow they knocked the bag of money out. Like I don't. And then at the end, Matt is scraping up the money to put back in the bag. It's just hilarious, and it's like it's one of those things where they're starting to rise, but they're gonna hit a hard time and fall back down to jobbers again. And one is going to be able to blame the other for like, I tried to tell you, you were spending all the money. What about the money you gave Renee? I love it though.
What if they asked Renee for the money back?
Man, ask Renee for the money back. Yeah, yo.
Hey, you remember that
I
second I
wouldn't put
gave
it
you?
past.
I low key need to borrow that back.
Yeah, I need that. I need to get that back. Let me hold something. But no, these dudes have been killing it. The story with the Bucks is they've just been on fire. I love it. I still don't want them to get like too far back to the EVPs yet because I'm loving the whole jobber Bucks
The
thing.
jobber journey, yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving the jobber journey. Like this has been just phenomenal writing, execution at the highest level. I love it. The Bucks have been killing it, and then we're able to see them more in the ring now. Now that they're not AVPs, they're wrestling each and every week. They still aren't there yet because they tried the EVP trigger and they still messed it up again. Yeah. They got to get it right, but Bucks have been killing it. I got to give it to them. That's why we love the Bucks. We're so high on them. They're just a great group, entertaining in the ring and out of the ring. Keep it up.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Yeah, man. Look, yeah. Again, Bucks, I ain't mad about a damn thing y'all are doing right now, man. I love this, man. Y'all got to keep going with this. But let's talk about this next match, man, because this was this was you want to talk about a luchador match. I mean, this was insane. Now, this was part of the AEW Unified Championship Eliminator Tournament match against Mascara Dorado going up against the Beast Mortis, man. Look, this was crazy. Okay. Now, this match was a banger. Ended with my man, Mascara literally hitting a moon's a shooting star press damn near. I mean, on Mortal. I mean, this was so good, man. But what happened after? This is where it even gets even more interesting. Okay. Because it really started with Okada coming out. Okay. Then Takeshita comes out. Don Callis tries to stop Takeshita and Okada from even getting into it. And man, look, man, my man Mascara, man, he just came through, jumped over the top rope, landed on Okada. And honestly, this is interesting. Now, I'm not gonna say Okada's gonna lose that title, but now that we're seeing a little bit more friction, okay, when it comes to Okada and Takeshita, Man, I ain't gonna lie. There might be a little bit of turbulence in the Don Callis family. Not a lot, but if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if Takeshita is one of the first ones to leave the Don Callis family. At this point, I'm not gonna say he doesn't need the Don Callis family, but I think he's on the cusp of being out. Probably going on his own, doing his own thing soon. But we'll see. But I love this. Again, this is another story that they kind of been telling. Little nuggets. We've seen the stuff that was going on with Takeshi and Okada. Okada saying he's the big dog in the Don Callis family. Whole bunch of stuff, man. I love this. And honestly, I'm curious to see down the road, will we see a Takeshita versus Okada? I mean, either way, it's gonna be good, man. I mean, it's gonna be a banger. I mean, it's gonna be a triple threat. Okay, Mascara. We got Okada and we got Takeshita. This is gonna be a triple threat banger right here. Honestly, again, the card super stacked. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be great. Heartbreak Prince. What are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Man, for time's sake, it's like I love this Okada and Takeshita friction that they got going on. But at the same time, I feel like the Don Callis family has been on a run right now. And I'm like, yo, why can't y'all just keep it together? Like, y'all are up right now. The Don Callis
Super
family is up right now. But it is what it is. And it's gonna lead to some turmoil. And Don Callis is gonna have to is probably gonna be in a position where he's gonna have to choose. Is it Takeshita, who we know he loves? Is it Okada, who we know he loves? And at some point, Kyle Fletcher. It should have been Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher.
But no, this is good stuff. I like this because each week you could just see it building. You can see it building. And it's going to lead to a match eventually. And Don Callis is going to have to choose. And I wonder how that's going to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's going to be good, man. But let's talk about something that was a little more timeless. Because, Timeless Toma Storm, man, she came up in here and did her thing, man. Look, I ain't going to lie. When it comes to Timeless Tony Storm, okay, this woman, oh my God, this girl right here, man. I am extremely happy that this woman is around the same age group as me, same thing, because it makes me just almost damn near applaud her. Okay, if I went to school with her, I'd be proud. I'd be like, damn, Tony, you're killing it. I literally just have to say, man, the people that are in my generation now, whether you're from the 90s, hell, even from the late 90s or the early 2000s, I'd say shout out to my man Javon, because Javon, young, YN. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, man, the young talents, man, that's like 30 and down or 32 and down, y'all are killing it, man. Tony Storm, you're one of those people. Keep killing it, man. She killed this promo. I mean, to the point where Jamie Hayter comes out. I mean, then all of a sudden Chris Statlander comes out. And then even to the point where Tony Storm even tried to finish her promo, say timeless, Tekla comes out. And then on top of that, that starts the match with Tekla and Queen Aminata. Oh my goodness. And a freaking just no hold barred match. I mean, and that was insane, by the way. I mean, Queen Aminata going crazy, Tekla going crazy. And even at the end, Tekla getting the dub over Queen Aminata. And I thought this was crazy. Because to the point where Tekla gets on the mic and calls out Tony Storm. I said, damn, Tekla, you going crazy right now. You really think this is something? I said, damn, lost your mind. But Tony out there, doing what she does best, being timeless and beating the hell out of Tekla. And she says she's ready for this fatal four-way match. And honestly, man, look, I can't wait for this. I think this is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a classic. I love how Tony Storm called Tekla the Austrian spider. I thought that was great. She called, was it Chris Allen the alien from outer space? I mean, this was good callbacks, man. I loved it all. Greatness out of all four of these women, especially when it comes to the woman that is timeless, Tony Storm, the wide load that holds all the gold. Love to see it, man. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
BJ.
Oh,
BJ.
I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
When we are talking about
know.
timeless Tony Storm, as she said, the whore we all adore. The stank we want to spank. the slut. You can't rebut. This tramp is still your champ. Like that lady is amazing.
Come on,
Like
man.
that, like the stuff she gets away with and says,
It's crazy.
it's crazy work. And absolutely love it. I don't want to see a new women's champion right now. Timeless Tony, what she does for that belt is just, it is timeless. And I'm not ready to see it change hands yet. And when it does, it has to be a person that I don't know. I can't even say take it to the next level. I mean, because it's going to be so hard to follow that. That act is just, it's too good, man. I don't even know what to say. Like the next closest person I can say would be good to come in and carry it would be Mercedes Monet. But it's just not time yet. And Tekla, although she's trying to get
what
there,
you did there. It's not time.
See what I did there? You see, even though she's trying to get there, it's not right for her yet either. But the match between her and Queen Aminata, I keep saying this. I just love watching Queen Aminata wrestle. Like I am a fan of Queen Aminata. I know I'm hoping that eventually she's going to be this more of an up and comer, like into that championship realm. The more we get to see her, I'm a fan of hers. But the match they put on, phenomenal. But Toni Storm, anytime you're talking about her, I can't help but smile just because I just love that lady. I love how she is on the mic. She's just free. She just goes and it's like she says what comes to mind, and it's always it's just cool. It's just her character is just so cool, and that's what I enjoy about Timeless Toni Storm, and why she puts a smile on my face. But Queen Aminata and Tekla killed it in the ring. I was sad to see Queen Aminata take the L, but it is what it is. Tekla is the wrestler that they're trying to build up, obviously. And I don't have a problem with Tekla. I think she's great too. But yeah, great match between those ladies. Happy, for Tekla. She keeps calling out and keeps going at Timeless Toni Storm, but she is timeless for a reason.
She is. She is. I'm not gonna lie though. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, if anybody did take the title off of Tony, and if it did happen at All Out, might have been Chris Statlander. And the reason why it's really because Marina Shafir and Willie Yuta, dude.
Yeah.
They've been interfering so much. Even what was like the other night, same thing. They as soon as stuff was popping off, here comes Willie Yuta and freaking Marina Shafir. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would, but it would be crazy if they did help or aid her to win that title. So I could possibly see that happening. But this is AEW we're talking about. They're not gonna go with the obvious route. They're gonna go with a route that we have no idea where it's gonna go, and I'm all for it. But yeah, this was good, man. But let's talk about this next
good.
segment, man.
I agree, BJ. Like this was. I will give Bobby Lashley and them the nod because I thought they slapped pretty hard, but this match was super good. I just hope Queen Aminata didn't really hurt herself because she was holding her arm. It could have just been a sale, but I think the way she landed on those chairs when she did that like brain buster suplex thing, like she caught her elbow kind of fun in a funny way, but great match with those ladies. They did kill it.
Yeah, they did, man. They definitely did. Let's go ahead and get to this next segment, man, because I ain't even gonna lie, this was interesting. This was interesting right here, man. Look, this was funny. This was another qualifier match that we had for that fatal four-way tag team match. Okay, it was Jet Speed going up against Kip Sabian and Kill Switch, and honestly, this was another banger, but to the point where Kill Switch again abandoned Kip Sabian, leaving him by himself. Kevin Knight, okay, and Speedball getting the dub over Kip Sabian and Kill Switch to qualify them for that ladder match, man. And honestly, another time, this was a banger. They're telling another story. We've been seeing the story being told. And again, like I said, it's the little stuff. Even the stuff where, we're not seeing, Kill Switch and Kip Sabian going to that fatal four-way, but the story's still being told. We still got a story that's going on with them, and I love what they're doing with this. I thought it was great. Love the segment. Of course, Jet Speed, y'all go crazy. Kevin Knight, you know, a really far distant cousin when it comes to the Knights. What could I say? Uh, but yeah, man, they killed it. Love what they did. Heartbreak Prince. What are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I look. I'm always happy to see like. Well, I can say always, but I do like to see Jet Speed in them involved. I do think they're a pretty decent tag team. They're young, up and coming, but their action is, their wrestling style, the action that they give you in the ring, it's just high energy. It's dope. It's fun to watch. So I think they would be naturally. I thought they were just a perfect fit to be in this match come Saturday. Um, you know, I don't know what's going on with Kill Switch and Kip, but they better figure it out if they are. But like you said, the story is being told, and this is one of those things where, we just talked about earlier, how AEW has gotten a lot better at telling these stories and giving you pieces and pieces and pieces, and then it's like, boom, here it is, a match, and it all makes sense. You followed it all this time, and it's led to this, and it's just been really good because they don't do the like throw things together, throw wrestlers together, and just like have matches over and over and over, and then kind of say, oh, it's a rivalry. They really do weave in stories and reasons as to why this stuff is happening, and that's part of the storytelling, and that's what AEW has been doing very well. I will definitely say this entire year they have been given banger after banger. Like I said, not only PLEs, but their AEW Dynamite shows, that have been going on and leading up into their pay-per-views have all just been just great execution of the writing, the wrestling, the storytelling, and they've just been killing it.
Yeah, yeah, man, they've been killing it, man. But let's talk about this next segment, man. This man, my man Darby Allin, man, talking to Brian Danielson, man. Now, look, this is an interesting interview. Darby was talking to Brian Danielson, telling Brian, "Don't get in, don't intervene, do not get involved." And he thought he could have died. Talked about again the journey, the situation that was going to him and John Moxley. And this was another good, little segment. Now, what was interesting, Brian Danielson whispered something to Darby Allin. Funny thing is, don't nobody knows what he said. He didn't even tell us what he said. So that's going to be a mystery until whenever he reveals that. But again, they're telling the story with Darby Allin. They're telling the story with the Death Riders. And I legit love what they're doing with this. This is something that, again, I didn't know how much I would have been invested into this until I seen Darby Allin coming back the night after All In. And honestly, just on his sting type ish, to the point where it's just you're in the crowd, you're coming down, from the ceiling. And I mean, he even mentioned how he would never betray or he would never do that to Sting. So I thought that was great, man. So it was a great segment, man. I loved everything that they did. Love what they're setting up, and I can't wait again to see what they do it all out. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I think that's dope. BJ, I'm with you. I do like speed, Jet Speed and kind of how they've been coming together. And I think eventually, I think it is in their future for them to be champions. So I think that's right around the corner for them. But when it gets to Darby Allin, only thing I want to say about this is I think what he whispered to Darby is he would not intervene as long as the match as long as the match wasn't finalized. But if anything happens after the match, I just feel like we're going to see Daniel Bryan do something, and I think that's what it was. You have my word. I won't intervene in this match, but should that coffin close and the match is over,
Then I'm a jumping.
then I'm in. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I like that. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this next segment, man. With this women's division, we had Rio going up against Robin Renegade. Now, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, Robin low-key a jobber, not all the way, but she's doing pretty good for herself. Rio, of course, getting the dub on Renee. I'm sorry, on Robin. And honestly, this was good. Robin to the point where she was holding Rio. Mercedes comes in, beats the hell out of Rio. And honestly, again, Mercedes Monet looking strong. And I love that. And this was good, man. Again, this is another little story we're seeing with Mercedes Monet. Who knows? Will she drop that TBS title? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know, man. But if anybody did take the TBS title, I wouldn't be mad if it was real. I remember saying that last week. I said this a couple times before. I don't want to see Mercedes lose titles. Because again, hey, this is history we're seeing. But again, Shorty got 9 titles. I mean, if you lose one, who the hell is counting that? Or who's paying attention? You can get a different belt. You can get a replica, and people just think that's the same belt for all that. But yeah, I loved it. Love what they're doing Rio, love what they're doing Mercedes. But I really can't wait till we talk about this last segment. But I got to get your thoughts. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I don't really want to take too much time here. I think this is going to be a great match that's set up between Rio and Mercedes. And for a minute, I was thinking, I think Rio's going to get this. I think she's actually going to win this title. Then I think about it, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Yeah, she's gonna continue to be the belt collector. She's still gonna walk away with 9. Now I'm just more interested in how will she come out? How many people will she have wearing those belts down to the ring? That's what I'm worried about now.
Yeah, especially they're gonna be in Toronto too. So come on now. I wonder since they're gonna be in Toronto, what's gonna be that next, that look she gonna go for. She gonna kill it. She been doing that. But let's talk about this legitimately the final match of the night. And I know what y'all thinking. Damn, y'all running a little late, ain't you? Yeah, just a little bit. This is why we came on a little early because it's the same thing like Dynamite. I forgot it was going on this one. I said this is September to remember. Well, I'm gonna remember this because this was a great main event right here, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. The match that we seen, okay. Now, this was another qualifier match. It was Josh Alexander, okay, and then Sarah going up against the Don Callis going up against Top Flight, okay, Dante, Darius Martin. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't think these boys was gonna win because don't get me wrong, I think Top Flight they doing something, but I don't know, man. It's like they still got some more work to do. But again, what was going on? The Don Callis family tries to crowd around. That doesn't happen. Why? Because Jet Speed done came out, to even up the odds. Okay. I mean, to the point where we're seeing a whole full-on brawl going on. And of course, the Death Riders come out. Now they're coming out. Now here comes the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks coming out here to try to even up the odds. That's going crazy. Now at this point, Adam Hangman Page comes out. The equalizer. And I ain't talking Denzel. Comes in, sees Kyle Fletcher, hits him on a clothesline over the rope, and then he tries to hit him with a buckshot lariat. Kyle Fletcher literally picks up the AEW title, smacks Adam Hangman Page in the head with that title, and to the point where Kyle Fletcher gives Adam Hangman Page the same conclusion he gave Kenny Omega a few weeks ago. And this is the finish right here. Man. Yeah,
Do
man,
you
look.
remember on that first night in September?
Hey. Man, look, I love this segment, man. This was a great show, great way to end the show. Honestly, I love what they did. This really kind of gives that what if thought when it comes to Adam Hangman Page, because you really don't know exactly what the hell is going to happen with Adam Hangman Page. Now, again, we know Adam is a champion. He's been a champion. He's been a champion for a good little minute now, and I like what he's doing. But yeah, Kyle Fletcher, man, look, looking strong, looking powerful, looking real good with the Don Callis family, and the fact that you did that to the champ, come on, man. At this point, they ought to call you the eliminator or something. You took out Kenny. Okay. Well, that's the Death Rider situation. But you took out Kenny. Now you're trying to take out Adam Hangman Page. Honestly, at this point, Kyle, if you want to take out all the top pillars of AEW, go ahead and try it, man. I want to see that journey for you, man. But yeah, this was a great segment. Love how they look. Got me ready and set up for All Out, and I can't wait. And again, when it comes to the Don Callis family, it's always gone. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. You said it best there, and BJ is hitting hard again. Yeah, it was a good match, and I love the post match angle as well. I just like the way that they are building up Cal Fletcher and making him just seem like this devastating, like young dude that's like next in line to be to be the guy in AEW. And I like it. I like seeing like new people like enter the venue. We're not dealing with like the same wrestlers over and over and over, bouncing back and forth with the title. Like, you can't argue like it is happening or whatever, but they've introduced a Kyle Fletcher, that's waiting in the wings, and we know Bobby Lashley is waiting in the wings. We know MJF is back in the wings somewhere around it. I know the title is going to him eventually. Like, that's just in my head. I just know that the next person to hold the title is MJF because he's MJF, and you just can't count him out. Like, I just would bet on him. But Kyle Fletcher, though, I think this is big for him and a great way for him to kind of make his mark. And I think that's what I'm anxious to see about, like, and at All Out. Like, can he go? Can he work in this type of environment? MVP spoke highly of him in the Chris Van Vliet interview that he did recently. He mentioned giving Kyle Fletcher like pointers on interviews and things of that nature, because which tells me he thinks highly of a Kyle Fletcher and wants to kind of see him and help him grow. And I see a young star in Kyle Fletcher myself, where I'm like, I can see this dude being a champion, and I think this is a good opportunity for him. So I'm hoping he can deliver on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's, when it comes to Kyle Fletcher, he's definitely gonna give us a banger.
And Don Callis has been telling us, praising him for years now.
For years.
For a while.
and I see it now.
Yeah.
I see the vision that Don Callis been trying to.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
He's been dying for that man.
He really has, man. But this was a great episode of Dynamite, man. Great going home show. Can't be mad about this. I think they set up so much for that qualifying match for the tag team, that ladder match. I think they set up everything that we needed to know for All Out. The stories were told, the matches were made, and I'm excited for this, man. I really am. Again, it's going to be a great Saturday. I can't wait for All Out, 3 p.m. in the afternoon on HBO Max. I've already made my $40 purchase.
Love it.
Oh, man. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias, man. Y'all already know about this, man. I say this every time, and I'm going to keep saying it. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, we're on that as well. Appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving us. We can't be more thankful for it, man. Keep showing the love. Keep subscribing. Keep liking it, because we're going to keep giving you that content the exclusive way. Come on, man. You know what it is. Oh, man. But we had to talk about so many great things happening on Dynamite, with the Bucks coming back, with their jobber journey. Adam Hangman Page showing how he's a real champion. MJF being unhinged and declaring that he's going to be putting another Briscoe in the ground. I said, my God, that's Jesus. And of course, Jon Moxley doing Jon Moxley things with the Death Riders, and Marina Shafir constantly smiling at good old Roderick Strong, man. You gotta love it.
That aura there, boy. That aura there.
It's crazy. It's unmatched.
Over 9,000.
Oh, man. But, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight, and we had the one man and the only man that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel, and that's the Heartbreak Prince himself.
Thank y'all for checking us out. BJ, Zach, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us tonight.
Yeah, man. We definitely appreciate y'all commenting. And, of course, Zach always giving us a great national day, as always. And BJ, my man from TikTok, great to see that you was watching us today, man. I know you're a big AEW guy. So it's glad that we have you up on here, man, just commenting and conversating with us. We always appreciate the convos with y'all. Oh, man. Because we are the exclusive nights, and we always ensure that we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to ensure that your nights will never be the same. Y'all be good.
Take it easy. Thanks, I need some Bret Hart glasses. I need to do that.
Hey,
Thanks, BJ. We appreciate it. Peace.
Thanks, y'all.